Hi and welcome to AFTV. It's now time for player ratings. Now I'm with James. I'm going to be very intrigued to see how he rates the performance today because I'm speaking to a lot of fans after the game and they've been really, I don't want to say being harsh on the players, but they have been very critical on a lot of their performances. So let's start with Aaron Ramsdale.
Okay, Ramsdale, I guess a 6.
Yeah.
Did he do anything wrong with the goal? Probably not. But then it does feel like he's not had to pick out quite the corner to beat him, has he? But I don't know. Like when we do these things, even if I played at a much lower crap level, of football, I can have an idea of how difficult something is to do. I've got no idea with that kind of thing with Aaron Ramsdale. But he punched and dealt with, set pieces pretty well. In terms of kicking, I don't think he did anything particularly special, although he picked out Jesus and Martinelli a few times. I'll give it a 6, which is, 5's average, so just above.
I think 6 is fair. He didn't keep a clean sheet, but he had an okay game. Let's go to... big up people in the back. Let's go to right back, Ben White, James.
So, Ben White, I would have come and given probably a 7, maybe an 8, because because he was good on the ball and he was overlapping and the cutback. Having watched back the goal Southampton scored, thinking it was Saliba that runs, Armstrong runs off, it's actually Ben White. Now, he's covering in at centre-back, but when that run, I mean, listen, it's one of those where, could Gabriel get closer and intercept the pass? Maybe. I don't know. I don't think so. But I think White should come across and get ready for the block, and he doesn't. I'll give him a 6 because it's a great assist, and I thought generally played really well. But in that moment, if I'm like, if you're forcing me to blame someone, which sounds harsh, I feel like it's a collective error. Saliba and Partey don't cut out the pass when the dummy, and a lot of people make errors in that move. But yeah, I'll give him a 6, White.
I think that's very fair. I'll be honest. I was going to challenge you on that to say, because he was the guy that was coming in to try and get the defend the goal from Southampton. It'd be interesting because he might have got forward so much. That is the reason why he might have been out of position, which we'll get to when we get to Tomiyasu. But let's go to the centre backs. Let's start with William Saliba.
5. 6.
You're very indecisive when he's gone.
I'm gonna give Saliba a 6. I'm gonna give Gabriel a 6. I don't think one was better than the other, nor do I think they were that involved. Southampton put a lot of pressure on us, but it wasn't like last week where Saliba and Gabriel were having to last ditch deal with everything. They were fine in possession. One sloppy moment from Gabriel. Saliba was fine. It didn't feel like they were dominating, and sort of with every time Southampton came out, we were kind of winning the ball at centre back and going again. It felt like we had that relentless press and pressure. So I'll give them both 6s.
6s. I think that's fine. I think that's very fair. Now let's go to left back. We saw Tomiyasu there. Now I know you want to see Kieran Tierney start. I spoke to another fan. He said Mikel got it wrong by not starting Kieran Tierney. Your thoughts on Tomiyasu and his rating? Well,
I mean, it's one of those. If I'm rating as one-on-one defending, it's like an 8 or a 9. If I'm evaluating overall performance, I love Tomiyasu. I think he's one of the best one-on-one defenders. He's fantastic in the air, and he's got so much. But he doesn't offer enough going forward. Now, whether that's instruction or whether that's just his limitations, I don't know. But he doesn't offer enough going forward. I'll give him a 6 as well.
6.
You see the way Saka had a couple men around him and he rolls it into White, who then overlaps and creates the goal. Where was that help for Martinelli? Now, I don't know if it's, as I said, I don't know if it's instruction or not, but I'll give him a 6. Didn't do enough going forward, but then I don't think that's necessarily his fault.
Okay, let's go into the midfield. A lot of people highlighting how Thomas Partey didn't have a great game today, and you can maybe say that's pivotal to the Arsenal performance. What do you think, James? Rating?
First half, everything played through him. Second half, the game was difficult. We couldn't really get control, and it's hard to pinpoint, is that him and Xhaka not taking control of the game? Is it the centre-backs not stepping up? Is it the press not being right? Is it Southampton getting better? So I'll give him a 6. There may be a bit of fault for the first goal. No, I don't think he was worse than Gabriel, Partey, or the rest of the defenders, so a 6. Has everyone been getting 6?
No, I think that it's consistent for what it is today. I think you're right in what you're giving here. Let's go forward.
I don't think the individual performances were bad. A lot of people might say they were.
A lot of people here that I've spoken with. I know I can't speak for the whole fans, but they were saying it's pretty bad.
Gave the ball away a couple of times, in silly positions in the second half, Partey, but 6.
Okay, let's go to the other midfielders. Let's go to the man who scored today, Granit Xhaka. Really, I say it every week. He's changing his story, but I think the story's been changed so far with Granit Xhaka. Great goal, weaker foot. Your rating for him today, James?
An 8. Got the goal, a lovely finish, and was bursting through midfield a couple times as well, especially in that first half. Got a few shots away, and it was at the heart of our best moves at times. So I'll give him an 8.
Man of the match for you?
Could have been Saka. Oh, I don't know. Saka and Martinelli really had moments, but yeah, Xhaka man of the match. I think.
Okay. Let's go to Martin Odegaard.
Odegaard, God, these are hard, because I don't actually think we were awful,
No.
nor do I think we were near our best.
Is it similar to last season then? It was what you just said there. It's just gave me a
I'm
straight flashback to last season.
I'm going to give Odegaard a 7. You know why? He put it twice on a plate for Jesus. Well, once on a plate, and then there was another moment where he, the scoop one, where he lifted it.
Yeah.
I watched that back thinking, why didn't you shoot? I watched it in the ground thinking, why didn't you shoot in that area? But actually did the right thing, giving it back to him. And Jesus probably should have done better with that one as well. So I want to give him a 7 because he actually created a few moments, and that one for Eddie towards the end. So, and he puts it in the back of the net. Okay, Tierney, fine. The ball's gone out of play, but he was there and he missed that big opportunity, but he was getting into goal-scoring areas. So I'm going to give him a 7.
Fair enough. Let's go to Bukayo Saka for you, James.
Saka a 7, busy, running at players, lovely little layoff for White when he overlaps. Not a dive. We'll go into that in the referee section.
Yep.
It didn't look like one. Didn't look like one to me either. I'll give him a 7.
Okay, opposite side, Martinelli.
So hard. He can be so brilliant, but then actually when you stop and you're like, what was the end result of that? Quiet in the second half, I'll give him a 7. But he's electric when he is at his best, and his first touch is magnificent, and he just causes havoc, doesn't he? And there's a lot of pressure on Saka and Martinelli at times. It's we build our way forward, and then it's can you try and burst past 2 or 3 players and create some havoc? And that's a very hard thing to do. So I'll give him a 7 as well.
7. Now to Gabriel Jesus. A lot of fans saying we need a new striker that I've spoken with today, a more clinical one, more physical one, which surprised me, I'll be honest. But where do you stand with him today?
Listen, Man City reached elite levels without Haaland. Now they've got Haaland. It feels like they always had Haaland. They didn't. And they shared the goals between them. And you weren't looking at Foden, Jesus, Bernardo Silva, De Bruyne all hitting 25 goals a season. So Jesus has never been one to goal score his way, basically be the leading goal scorer throughout a season for his side. And I don't think realistically we actually expected him to be. We expected him to be maybe the leading goal scorer, but it not pull away from the pack massively. So this whole we need a new striker, we can hit very, very impressive levels across the season without having an Erling Haaland. Let's get that right. But he needs to be taking his chances. I'm going to give him a 5 because he had 2 very good chances, or 1 very good chance and 1 I think he should probably do better with. Yep. Look, does he cause havoc? Does he cause problems? And he backs into players, and his strength is phenomenal, and he links up well, and some of his touch and quick, passing and moving is superb. But ultimately, the job's to put it in the back of the net. Especially with that chance in the second half, he should have done better. Watching it, I don't think he quite knew what he wanted to do with it. He's running with the ball. It's kind of, he's dribbling with his right foot, but I think he thinks the best thing to do is to take it with his left foot, but he doesn't really commit to that, and they defend it. So a 5. Sorry. Don't
apologise for your ratings, James.
Maybe even that's a bit kind, if I'm honest. But
yeah.
I think all of them are potentially a bit kind, but I'm probably being a little bit lenient because of ultimately the season they've put up so far.
I think it's quite fair. We didn't lose the game.
First half, we were good.
Almost good in the first half. Let's go to some of the subs that came on. We saw Eddie and Nketiah come on. Quickly rattle through these.
A 5. I don't think he changed anything, but nor did we worsen. I thought, why is he taking Martinelli off? But I don't think we got worse for Nketiah coming on at all. And he always works incredibly hard. People say, that's a given, but he works a level above for me. I think you always see him leave everything out there, whether it's a 20-minute cameo or he plays the whole game. If it doesn't come off for him, sure, it's a 5. But the work ethic's there.
5, same as Jesus. Okay, 5. Let's go to Fabio Vieira.
No, it's a bad cameo for him, I'll be honest.
I agree.
I'll say a 4, but with the context of it's very difficult to come on and impact the game in that way, and I don't think he did anything good on the pitch, but also it's very difficult, especially when you're expected to be that creator, and you're meant to sort of create the chances, as Southampton dropped deep in that last 10 minutes, so I'll give him a 4, but that's not Yeah, it's a reflection of his performance, but I'm not particularly blaming him for it, if that makes sense.
To a man that you wanted to see start, Kieran Tierney?
Excellent. I'll give him a 7. I thought he came on and made a massive difference. Could be an 8, but I'll give him a 7 because fresh legs came on and really stretched the pitch, got him beyond, and the only way we looked like scoring was if he was going to do something down that side in that second half. So, wow. Especially the last 20 minutes. So I thought he was brilliant.
Okay. I believe that
he should have started.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that in the Arteta section, actually.
Okay, let's move forward. I believe that's all the subs. Let's go to the referee today.
Yeah.
A lot of fans actually, no one really blamed the referee, but they had a lot to say about the referee today and his performance.
I want to shamelessly promote my TikTok account where I review other things football related or sport related. I hope you can hear this. This is what I said yesterday about the McTominay thing. The McTominay.
I love this.
Right, I'm going to play this into the mic.
Casemiro's equaliser, cool. And then they were right to give that decision on McTominay Ambrosia. But referees, this has to be consistent now. I've been calling for those decisions to be, always given. They have to be now. You can't miss them from now on.
I said they have to be consistent now. They gave the McTominay one yesterday. Spot on. Right, did the right thing. 2 arms around him.
Yep.
I came out and when I did the fan cam, I focused more on the Arsenal side of things because I think ultimately we can't blame referees when we missed the chance that we've missed and we didn't control the game for large periods, whatever. But I've seen some of the decisions. He, as well as VAR, have had an absolute disaster today. Do I think he got some decisions right? Sure, across the game he's going to get more right than wrong, but it's the big ones. And when you got the video assistant referee, you got the help, you cannot be getting these wrong. Kaleta, not for the first time, not the only time in the game, had his arms all over Gabriel Jesus in that first half, doesn't give a penalty. It's a disgraceful decision. Have we had some go our way in the last few weeks? Absolutely we have. I acknowledge that. I talked about some of them against Leeds. And that's why I talk about them against Leeds. Yeah. Because then when they go our way, I feel like I'm in a position to talk about the ones that don't go our way. But he's had a shocker. And all game, Kaleta had hands all over Jesus. And he wasn't spotting him. He wasn't giving the decisions. Scandalous to book Saka for me. Even from the bits I saw, it looked like there was contact made. But even if he didn't, it's still a foul if you're making the player have to hurdle over you because you've got nowhere near the ball. Again, I haven't watched it properly, but the bit I saw doesn't look a yellow card to me. And Lianco could probably have had a red card as well for that little altercation towards the end. So mainly focusing on that Jesus one. It's a joke, and how VAR's not helping him, I don't know. So 3, because I'm sure he got something right across the day.
I was like, even that's kind. If you went that big old rant, you can still give him a 3. But no,
because look, you've got to be fair and acknowledge that he probably got most things right, but the big ones, especially that Gabriel Jesus one, shocking.
Yeah, let's go to Mikel Arteta for you today, James.
Right, hindsight's a wonderful thing.
Yep.
Only some things aren't said in hindsight. A lot of us look on social media, look in the previews. A lot of people wanted Kieran Tierney starting this game. Why? Because see what Ben White does down the right when Saka has players around him and he stretches the pitch and he offers a different, option, a different outlet to attack. We didn't have that down the left because Tomiyasu doesn't get forward like Kieran Tierney does. If it's a plan that Tomiyasu's going to sit in or White's going to be the more attacking one, okay, fine. But then that means we're very, very predictable in the way we're going to attack. Having a left back that can get forward as well means sometimes White will cover and we're doing something down that side and causing them problems. And they're the ones who actually had a centre back playing right back in that game and we didn't necessarily attack that side as much as we should have. I think Tierney should have started. However, it's dropped points, but on the balance of play, could we have won it? Yeah. So I'll give Arteta a 6. And he recognised that he had to bring on Tierney. I don't know why he brought off Martinelli, maybe the injury thing. I don't know why he brought off Ben White because I thought he was playing well bar that moment with the goal. That
was going to be my argument just quickly to counter that. Ben White going forward, you said he was out of position for the goal. Is it high risk, high reward that that Ben White's getting forward, wasn't there to stop the goal? If he was
he was there, he just didn't get across the cover. But yeah, no, look, I think he should have started Tierney. And I think when you're saying it before the game and then you're watching the match and you're thinking, let me put this to you this way, because I was debating on Twitter about half an hour ago, people, they're saying, yeah, but Tomiyasu offers different things and, we were more resilient in some ways. And I understand that. I guess from set pieces, we are defending better. Tomiyasu's a part of that. But the one thing I'd say is, sometimes you can attack to defend. If we have that outlet and we're constantly going forward and we're giving them different problems, Southampton naturally drop a little bit deeper and don't feel they can completely commit to attacking us in the way I think they did towards the end of that first half and for a lot of that second half, they felt brave and they wanted to take it to us. Why? Because we weren't offering a lot going the other way. And what did I say to you on one of the set pieces? We had everyone in our box defending it. Why not leave a man up? Just to get them thinking, what happens if we don't, what happens if we break? Yeah, that's a simple way of putting it.
Yeah,
So,
okay. Let me finish up asking you for the fans, what they're rating for you today, James.
I mean, the fans are always fantastic. So ultimately, I'm comparing the fans being amazing today compared to how amazing they were at other away games. I'll give them an 8 because I think actually maybe I can only speak for myself, I suppose. Maybe I did lose a little bit of motivation and was I kind of screaming the team on, into the last 10 minutes. I think I was a little flat as maybe others around me were, but the fans are unbelievable and have been all season, and you're nitpicking. They were brilliant as always. But, I've been in the Emirates crowd when an own goal scored or the other team score and there's kind of an immediate bounce back. There was actually for their equaliser, but maybe a little flat towards the end of the game. Listen, who cares? The fans were brilliant and it was just one of those days.
Perfect. Let us know your ratings in the comments below. Like the video. We'll be checking as well, so make sure you let us know your thoughts and feelings on today's game, and we'll see you again very soon.
If you want to do your player ratings, take it to AFTV Plus on the app. I didn't mention that, but basically, let me just get it for you right now. I'm really dragging this out. Apologies. Here you go. AFTV Plus. Go get it. You can do your player ratings and you can see, what you'd go with compared to what everyone else has gone with, and mine as well in this video.
There you go. Go do that. Take care.
Shop for AFTV merch at shop.aftv.co.uk. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Snapchat, and Twitch. We've got content for every platform, so check it out.